As a teenager, the church I went to, I considered my home. I was involved. I had good rapport with the current youth pastor and the church. That youth pastor left, and the new youth pastor came in and was asking me questions that I wasn't prepared to answer him. I didn't know him well enough to answer those personal questions. And because of that, he was using that as an example to teach the teens something. And he had his wife drive me home, and in the car ride home, she called me a witch and kicked me out, basically. When the youth pastor and his wife decided to kick me out of church, I thought that meant that God turned his back on me. I correlated the church as God. And if the church kicked me out, then God kicked me out. So I was very, very angry, hurt, upset that God would turn his back on a 17-year-old teenager. When I went to college out of state, I still had that hole. Nothing was filling that hole. So I was seeking out things to fill that hole with men and, well, not as much alcohol, but mostly men. And it didn't fill the hole. I graduated college and moved back home with mom and dad. Went back to work at Safeway, which is employment. A few months later, Michael Rogowski came through my line. He kept coming through my line every so often just to talk to me. He handed me a card one day, and it was for Easter services. I started attending more regularly, got more involved. I was rebaptized through the garage, rededicated my life at the garage, to Christ at the garage. I am involved in the garage, Life Point now. I mean, I feel so much love and appreciation for the people at the church. There have been so many times where they have shown that they truly care about me and not just, a number on the attendance sheet. They truly want to know about me. I can't describe how I feel towards the people at the church. It feels so good. I'm welcomed, I'm wanted, I'm needed. I went to a class that Pastor Mo gave on forgiveness, and he was talking about how it's necessary. He said that the bitterness that you have is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. And I was like, wow. So I went home and I prayed to God, saying, God, this is how I feel about these people, but in obedience to you, I forgive them. We can't do it alone. We need to have each other to help become the body of Christ. Like, what would this hand do without this hand? That's church family. Like, this is me, and this is another person at the church, and together we can do amazing things. You need to have each other in order to do what needs to be done to serve God.